What's going on, everybody, and welcome to GNR Central, and let's get started with today's news. So, with Guns N' Roses wrapping up their Not in This Lifetime tour, we finally have some sales figures of how they did. So, it turns out the Not in This Lifetime tour is the second highest grossing tour of all time. The only band that edged Guns N' Roses for the number one spot was U2's 360 Degree tour. So, according to Blabbermouth, the Not in This Lifetime tour is now believed to be the second highest grossing tour of all time, having generated an estimated $562 million since it began 2.5 years ago. So, according to Polestar, the Not in This Lifetime tour topped $82 million in sales in 2018 alone, having grossed an average of $3.7 million per show over the course of the band's 24-date run this year. So at least 4 other tours have topped $500 million in sales, including U2's 360 tour, which did $735 million. The Rolling Stones' A Bigger Bang tour got $558 million, while Ed Sheeran's Divide tour took in $555 million, and Coldplay's A Head Full of Dreams tour took in $523 million. So Ed Sheeran's Divide tour resumes in 2019, and with 45 headlining stadium dates already booked, the British singer is likely going to overtake U2 and claim the title of the highest grossing tour of all time. So the Not in This Lifetime tour, which launched back in April 2016, topped the $475 million mark in gross sales, with the final show of the band's 2017 touring schedule in November of last year in Los Angeles. About 70 people typically travel with the Not in This Lifetime show. In addition to the truck drivers, that number goes upwards of 500, including the local workers, and by show date, once catering, security, and others are factored in, according to GNR's tour production manager, Opie. So Guns kicked off their long-awaited reunion tour in April of 2016 with that April 1st show at the Troubadour, and then they did some appearances in Vegas and Mexico and California's Coachella Festival. And then we've got a new interview that I hadn't previously seen with Izzy and Slash. This is from the UK back in 1987. This wasn't during the marquee shows. This was after Appetite came out. Guns returned to England, and they played a handful of shows. And it was only a 5-minute long interview. There may be some more of it that hasn't been released, but they basically talk about the controversy over the artwork for Appetite and how Axl came up with the idea for using the Robert Williams painting and the controversy around it. And they also talked about how their tour is going as well. So I've linked to that down below if you guys want to go check out that interview that I haven't seen with Izzy and Slash before. And I want to thank Kevin for sending me that, because without him I probably wouldn't have found the interview. So we had done a story earlier this week about Axl Rose and Mickey Rourke being mistaken as a married couple on a news program. Well, before that story came out, there was a lot of people criticizing Axl and Mickey Rourke for their appearance on social media. So these are some of the posts, and a lot of these people are from people who were verified on Twitter, probably as newscasters. Some people said Mickey Rourke and Axl Rose, or as I like to call them, Uncle Arthur and Auntie Jean. Meanwhile, John Cardillo said no, these are not two hired school teachers waiting for their grandkids' dance recital to begin while their husbands find parking. This is Mickey Rourke and Axl Rose at a boxing match in LA over the weekend. And then some other people got in. They said Mickey Rourke and his mother, Axl Rose. It kind of amazes me, like the negative, how angry people were with some of these photos. Like, I think it's just all in good fun and it's just a joke, but some people need to get the stick out of their ass. And then this was another one. Axl Rose and Mickey Rourke were fixtures on Saturday Night TV during the 80s. Turning now to some Steven Adler news. So Steven Adler's been playing a couple gigs this past month. He's got some more scheduled. And he played in Michigan recently. So on December 14th, he played at the Dessel in Chesterfield, Michigan. And there's some video footage if you guys are interested in seeing him perform the band's classic song, Sweet Child of Mine. So his current solo band includes Ariel Kamen, who replaced his previous singer, Constantine Morales. So Ariel Kamen is a singer of an Argentinian GNR tribute band, Son of a Gun. And Adler actually played with him back in 2016 when he made an appearance at the Guns N' Roses show in Argentina. And he's also got, in addition to Adler and Kamen, the latest version of Adler's Appetite features Michael Thomas and bassist Tanya O'Callahan. So Steven had previously played with Ariel when the drummer joined Son of a Gun on stage in November 2016. And he performed several GNR classics with them, including You Could Be Mine, Back Off Bitch, and Welcome to the Jungle. So Adler's Appetite with Constantine Morales celebrated the 30th anniversary of Appetite for Destruction by performing the album in its entirety. So back in April of this year, when Constantine was first announced as the frontman of Adler's Appetite, he said that Guns N' Roses were the biggest rockin' band in the world right now, and since the guys don't want me to play with them, actually Steven said this, the guys don't want me to play with them, I love these songs and I'm so proud of them. Now I finally have a singer who can compete with the young Axl Rose. So go to the link down below if you guys want to see Steven, if you want to see him performing Sweet Child of Mine. So Myles Kennedy gave a recent interview where he revealed why he was blown away the first time he spoke to Slash. So he gave an interview to 90.3 WMSC FM and revealed his first phone call with Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash. He also revealed that Slash reached out to him and asked him if he would be interested in auditioning for Velvet Revolver. Here's what he had to say. He said it's interesting, there were 2 times. So the first time Slash reached out, he doesn't even remember this, but in 2002, I think it was the summer or fall of 2002, before Weiland was even in the mix. I remember my manager called me at the time and said, hey, you might be getting a call from somebody in this camp because they're looking for singers. But I was blown away when I picked up the phone and Slash was on the other end of the line. And then about 7 years later, after they parted ways with Scott and Alter Bridge was on a hiatus, they reached out. So yeah, there were 2 times, but I never auditioned. It was something that had just been talked about and never came to fruition. So a week ago, he talked to My Global Mind and revealed what he learned about being a successful frontman from Slash. He said, the more time I spend on stage with Slash and Alter Bridge doing this day after day, the more I realize how important it is just to relax and enjoy it. To stay present and at the moment, because if you're not, it becomes very apparent to the audience and they can sense it. He said, if you're tense and stressed out about something, it will manifest and not in a good way to the show. My philosophy as I get older is to stay present, enjoy it, and have fun, and no stress. That's the key. Even Nikki Sixx actually got in on some of the Axl Rose teasing. He posted on his Facebook page 6 cents that Axl looked like Mama Fratelli from the Goonies. And then we also had some other Nikki Sixx news. So he played some Motley Crue songs with Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins. So Nikki Sixx basically went back on his word this past weekend when he performed 2 of his old Motley Crue songs with a cover band formed by Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins. So back when the crew were in the middle of their farewell tour, Sixx swore he'd never play any of the band's songs after their last show, but he joined Chevy Metal for a pair of songs on this past Saturday. So after being introduced as Nikki effing Sixx, the bassist asked Hawkins to stand up so the audience could see the drummer's shorts, which he designed to look like Eddie Van Halen's 5150 guitar. So Hawkins promised to give them to the person who cheered the loudest. Then they played the 2 songs, Looks That Kill and Live Wire. You guys can check out the live footage below. So the concert was for a benefit for the Eat, Drink, and Support fundraiser for the Los Angeles Food Bank, an event that featured dishes prepared by several celebrity chefs. So Hawkins' boss, Dave Grohl, pulled double duty providing barbecue for the event as well as sitting in on 6 songs. And according to Alternative Nation, he performed Thin Lizzy's Jailbreak, Black Sabbath's The Wizard, Faces' Stay With Me, and the Rolling Stones songs Bitch and Miss You, and AC/DC's Let There Be Rock. Taylor Hawkins' son also joined the band for Miss You, which is also available at the link below. So as you guys know, barbecue has become a passion for Grohl in recent years, and he said it helped him fill time during the band's downtime. He's also been cooking at the Bleached Pig, a Studio City, California restaurant co-founded by his wife. So this side gig has led to his Backbeat Barbecue, which has helped feed firefighters during the Woolsey fire that devastated Southern California last month. And Grohl has not revealed if he plans to still sell his barbecue, but he has created an Instagram account and merchandise for it as well. So Ozzy Osbourne said something pretty interesting. He revealed that he was bewildered about why he thought drugs were fun. And the former Black Sabbath frontman confirmed he's substance-free and hoped he stays alive for a long time with future plans including a potential Las Vegas residency. So in a new interview about his New Year's Eve Ozfest concert at the Forum in Inglewood, Osbourne told the Pasadena Star News that he's looking forward to some quiet downtime in the coming years. I'll put on some music and doodle on some sketch pads and just drift away, he said, reporting that he basically had a room in his house set up for the purpose. I'm just enjoying life right now to the fullest, and I don't drink alcohol anymore. I don't smoke tobacco, and I don't use drugs. I'm doing good right now. He also continued, I now think, how did I get into a bar and getting smashed and doing all that cocaine? How did I think it was all fun? I've come to think that if right now you had a gun, a bag of coke, and a gallon of booze, you'd say, take your pick. I'd pick the gun. It's not worth it. He went on to say that despite his No More Tours 2 road trip having been described as his farewell tour, he planned to keep playing concerts in the future, although at his own pace. He said people have gotten that all wrong, he stated. The tour should have been the Ozzy Osbourne slowing down tour. What I'm actually doing is not going out on January 1st and coming back on December 31st. I'll still tour, but not as extensively like I've been doing for the last 50 years. I mean, I have grandchildren now and I'm 70 years old, and I don't want to be found dead in a hotel room somewhere. I'm going to do it at a more leisurely place and do some shows in Vegas, but I'll never stop. The whole lifestyle I've lived, it has come down to the fact that there are people who want to hear me, and as long as they want to hear me, I'm there. He also added that he doesn't believe in making New Year's resolutions. I just hope that God keeps me alive, he said. That does it for today's news, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and be sure to hit the subscribe button if you love GNR as much as I do. Also, go check us out at gnrcentral.com for the latest and greatest Guns N' Roses and related news. Take care.
Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses, and you're watching GNR Central. Yeah!